Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Mahalia Joseph and C News is live at noon. Topping the news at this time, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says his government would do all in its power to ensure that Tobago gets its essential services in light of the controversy surrounding the Superfast Galicia. However, as he spoke on CNC3's Morning Brew program, Dr. Rowley warned of some inconvenience.
Tobagoans are being asked to understand what the government of Trinidad and Tobago is dealing with, but to rely on the fact that the government is doing everything possible to solve it in the quickest time. In the meantime, in the immediate term, we are using whatever resources are available to us to get some, if not all, cargo services to Tobago, but certainly a vessel will be on track in the short term. There's another vessel which the port is looking at coming from Guyana, I'm told, and in a matter of a week, that vessel, while not enough to do the whole service, will bring some relief, while the process of the tendering, which is going on now, will put a better longer-term arrangement in place.
Dr. Rowley again sought to clear the air as to why the boat was pulled out of this country by the owners.
When we thought we had an arrangement in place, owners have decided that they will not accept that arrangement, and that arrangement is this. Boat had come to the end of its contract term. The government had properly sought to negotiate, and in fact there was an agreement confirmed by lawyers that there was an 18-month arrangement in place which would have taken us until October 2017, and in that situation, that would have been the ongoing contract, would have been in place until then. The owners have determined that they want a 3-year with a 2-year extension, meaning a 5-year contract, failing which they will pull their boat off the service, and they then gave us an ultimatum for Good Friday, and that is what we are dealing with now.
He maintained such a move, which took place under the last administration, is unacceptable. The Prime Minister's assurance that government is doing all in its power to address the concerns of Tobago must be taken as gospel. This from head of the Tobago Business Chamber, Demi John Cruikshank. Dr. Rowley met with the chamber on Monday in Tobago for some 2 hours, where he urged the Tobagonians to be patient with the government as they work to address the issues plaguing the island, one of which is the cargo situation. In a phone interview with C News, Mr. Cruikshank said he's confident in the Prime Minister's word.
Well, we have to take the Honorable Prime Minister's word as the gospel. The Prime Minister did indicate to us that he will be fixing this inter-island transportation, cargo transportation service for once and for all. So all we can do in the private sector is sit back and wait on the Prime Minister and see what he comes up with. He has the resources of the state at hand, and we hope that good sense will prevail.
Asked how the issues with the cargo vessel has affected business in Tobago, he denied reports of a food shortage on the island.
It would really actually affect cargo, goods and services, blocks, cement, sand, steel, even food prices, food stuff. That is what it would affect. We have not had reports as yet as to any situation, any complaints from probably the supermarket owners that they are out of food as yet, or they are out of food stuff.
Dr. Rowley is expected to address the public by Friday, the day the Galicia departs, to provide details to the public. To some other news now, the couple charged with the murder of woman police constable Nyasha Joseph will reappear in court on May 16th. Kenneth and Melissa Brown appeared before a Port of Spain magistrates court this morning. The court was informed by police prosecutor Winston Dillon. The investigating officer needed 2 more weeks to organize and send the file to the DPP's office for a state prosecutor to be appointed. The couple is accused of murdering WPC Joseph sometime between March 8th and March 16th at Sealots. Kenneth Brown is charged separately with illegally disposing of a body. WPC Joseph went missing on March 8th, and her body was found by a fisherman in the Gulf of Paria on March 16th. The cause of her death could not be determined by the pathologist. 3 girls who were reported missing have been found. They are 13-year-old Simoy Ramdani of Freeport. She was reported missing by her mother on Sunday, April 9th. 15-year-old Afida Diamond Patrick of Rio Claro. She was reported missing on April 10th, and 16-year-old Shania Ali, who was reported missing last week, Wednesday. The police did not give further details, however, it thanked members of the public for their assistance. This is the C News Live Report at noon. Remember, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website at ctvtt.com, or you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages at C News Live. Road Safety Advocacy Group Arrive Alive says it seems as though there has been a change in the minds of the people of this country, and this has led to a decline in the number of road fatalities. Its president, Sharon Inglefield, made the comment this morning as she spoke with C News.
I would also like to congratulate the police officers, the honest ones, the proactive ones who are out there on our nation's roads every single day, and certainly over Easter, ensuring that they are making and enforcing our laws, which has proved to be a huge reduction in the number of fatalities year to date.
While there were some minor road traffic accidents, there were no reported fatalities. Ms. Inglefield is attributing this decline to the speed guns, breathalyzer, as well as other government policy. On the issue of possible change in the speed limit from 80 km per hour to 100 km per hour, she said her group would support the move if government does its homework.
However, where there is a huge population of pedestrians and cyclists, like the Digger Martin Highway and like other highways that we have had a number of fatalities, we wish to caution, the ministry to look very carefully at whether that speed limit should be increased. I wouldn't like to see it changed on all the roads at all. We at Arrive Alive want to caution the ministry with regards to that, and we really do believe that we need to bring in that demerit point system simultaneously, as discussed before.
President Anthony Carmona this morning left for Barbados, where he will deliver a lecture titled Youth and Caribbean Identity, Redefining Caribbean Pride for the 21st Century Youth. According to a statement from the Office of the President, the forum is being hosted by the University of the West Indies Student Today Alumni Tomorrow organization. President Carmona will return on the 21st of April. During his absence, Senator Christine Kangaloo, President of the Senate, will act as President. Homeowners should not worry about the implementation of the new property tax system. This is the view of Alison West, Director of Tax Services at PwC. She explained that the move away from the land and building tax seeks to make it a level playing field for all.
Is to make the imposition more equitable. Prior to 2010, we had a system where the properties in San Fernando were valued really high because they were valued more recently than the ones in Port of Spain. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to even that out and ensure that everybody pays a reasonable amount.
As it relates to people who rent, she said the tax would fall on their shoulders. She said the 3% tax would most likely not be based on the amount of rent the person pays, but a value as estimated by the valuators. Most of the time, she said, it's on the lower side.
So even if you are renting at $3,000, they may say, okay, we will actually assign a $2,000 value to it. And so the value of that, the rental value of that property is 2,000 by 8, which is 8,000. And the Board of Inland Revenue has the leeway to do a 10% discount to cater for vacancies and that kind of thing. And having arrived at the rental value, which would then be 7,002, you apply the respective rate for residential properties, as I said, is 3% to that 7,002, and that would be your property tax.
Now for the weather for the period this afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago is expected to be predominantly hot, sunny and hazy at times, and there will be breezy conditions. Intermittent cloudy periods with showery interruptions in varying areas can be expected. Seas are normal but moderate to rough, with waves up to 2 meters to 3 meters in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. Vision 2030 is in the process of being brought to life along with the country's sustainable development goals as the planning and development team gathered this morning. UN Resident Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative Richard Blewett had only words of high praise for Trinidad and Tobago's sterling progressive efforts.
This is a very exciting morning for us. This MAPS mission is the first one in the world to involve all of the UN. So Trinidad and Tobago is a number one. So no pressure on the team to deliver.
The Minister of Planning and Development, Camille Robinson-Regis, noted this launch moves Trinidad and Tobago closer to better decision-making with soon-to-be-released manuscript outlining the nation's Vision 2030.
What the document seeks to do is reintroduce a level of robust planning and data-driven decision-making unseen in the public service in the recent past.
She said the challenges we face are in reviving the widely held conviction that the concept of progress everywhere enriches us all. The commitment to this evolving growth, she said, is the right thing to possess, allowing for local as well as global improvement. The mainstreaming acceleration and policy support mission, or MAPS, she noted, is the renewed promise to the nation's development.
Some other elements of MAPS include raising public awareness involving the experiences of you, the various stakeholders, and gaining your support, ensuring monitoring, reporting, and accountability are all in place, creating sound policies and ensuring that their adherence, as well as assessing risk and fostering adaptability.
Trinidad and Tobago's National Development Strategy Vision 2030 is to be debated in Parliament on Friday as the government seeks to include the widest sphere of influences in this roadmap to the country's progress. 36 people have been selected to take part in a caregivers training program which seeks to train individuals to assist children, their families and staff in the various state homes. The program was launched on Monday, 10th April. The program, which will be held for 3 months, will be conducted by the Trinidad and Tobago Nursing Association. The candidates were asked not to take for granted this opportunity to be a part of this movement for change and transformation. The Water and Sewerage Authority says there will be an interruption in pipe-borne water supply for customers served by the Valsain A and B booster stations. The interruption started at 6 a.m. and will go until 6 p.m. today. WASA said this has become necessary in order to undertake planned maintenance work at the facility. Affected areas include along the Eastern Main Road from St. Joseph to Saint-Maur, Champlain, Pittibourg and Saint-Laventil. Stay with us, sport is coming next. The Darren Foundation held its 8th annual golf tournament at the Millennium Lakes Golf Course, where over 40 golfers in varying skills level battled each other, all for the sake of fundraising and, of course, bragging rights. Teams vied for attractive prizes including plane tickets, hotel accommodation and electronic devices, among other items. President of the foundation and brother of Darren, Sheldon Ganga, explained that the foundation goes beyond sports in its mission to make a difference.
Very proud of the many achievements that we've had over the years. We have given scholarships to about 70 kids so far. We have done many camps and sporting activities to a number of kids, hundreds of kids in all different spheres, cricket, football. We have supported students in table tennis. A lot of our kids have made it onto national teams, and we're extremely proud about this.
Each year, the DGF selects students who demonstrate exceptional talent and grant them scholarships to develop their talents, academic and overall well-being. Local golfer Stephen Ames has ended a major championship drought when he won the Mitsubishi Electric Classic for his first PGA Tour Champions title, easily holding off Bernard Langer at TPC Sugarloaf. The 52-year-old Ames, a naturalized Canadian citizen who was born in Trinidad and Tobago, closed with a 6 under 66 for a 4-stroke victory over Langer. Ames opened the rounds of 67 and 68 to take a 1-stroke lead over 5 players into the final round. Making his 49th senior start, Ames had 6 birdies in his bogey-free round to finish at 15 under 201. And that's how we end the C News Report at noon. I'm Mahalia Joseph. Remember, for up-to-date and breaking news throughout the day, you can visit the C News website at ctvtt.com. Have a good afternoon.